Hi there. So I noticed when I posted yesterday that I've picked up several subscribers, I guess, in the past month, and I'd like to say hi. And I also thought I would maybe just cover a little bit about myself because I don't know how much I've ever talked about. And I get asked the same questions over and over, just a couple different questions. So I'm not going to go into some big involved story. I have had plenty of trauma and suffering, as everyone has, so I'm not going to go into that, but I have worked very hard in the past 7 years to heal those things. So while my experience has shaped who I am, it does not define me. And I am a relatively nice, sane, logical, funny, smart, and decent looking person for my age. And we need to normalize being able to list good qualities about ourselves. That does not make me an egomaniac. I could list several flaws, deep flaws. But nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? But we've got to be able to love ourselves and realize that we are worthy of good things. We're always willing to extend love to other people, but then when it comes to ourselves, we don't show ourselves the same compassion. And sure, that's because we know our intent, we know our whole thoughts and actions, and we know if we've been lazy, and we know if we've been, all those things, but it doesn't matter. We still deserve to show ourselves the same amount of compassion. And it brings me to another thing. Outsiders looking in on my life would say, oh, well, you're not successful. Well, considering that my life goal is to not have to waste all of it working the 40-hour rat race and still be relatively happy, I'm doing okay. Am I where I want to be? No. But 7 years ago, I walked out of a picture-perfect marriage to the outside. We had the big house in the nice neighborhood. We were both two middle 30s professionals with good jobs and 2 kids and the dog and the house and the car and just the picture perfect. And I was miserable. I wouldn't wish to go back to that for nothing. My kids were more miserable because I was miserable. The kids really are better off coming from a broken home than living in one. And it just really. So today, what do? I stay at home with my daughter. I do tarot reading. I get an inheritance from her. My dad unexpectedly died in 2017, and that kind of put another wrench in the plan that my family and I had worked out, but that's okay. And I was driving people before COVID. I drove people to the doctor 7 days a week, and that was quite a bit of money. You got reimbursement for that, but yeah, because of COVID, I don't do that now. So, and I clean houses. Did I say that? Yeah. So basically, I'm self-employed, in other words, and the only thing that I'm really lacking is I don't have the tarot reading money isn't a reliable source of income. It might be $200 one month and it might be $700 the next. You don't know. So I try to save back what I can, but it's kind of a crapshoot. So part of the plan is to pick up maybe a 20-hour-a-week job where I have a little bit, more reliable income. And then the cleaning money is set and the inheritance money is set and all of those things. So, yeah. So do I live lesser as far as material things? Yes. And then I stay with my mother. After my dad died, I moved in with my mother. That was 3 years ago. I do not feel she needs to be by herself. If we had more room, I wouldn't even contemplate moving out. We currently need one more bedroom, though. And so my goal was to get out by the beginning of 2022, but you just don't know. You don't know. But I was an accountant. 7 years ago, I was an accountant, and I had an incredibly stressful job, and I had this wonderful title, and I was underpaid because I was a public servant, but that looks better, and all this nonsense. And now people act like I'm a lesser person or I'm not as intelligent because I now do something that I enjoy that uplifts people. I mean, and that's the thing. No, I'm not like changing the world, like uplifting people, maybe in a huge way. But if you've ever had a cleaning lady, when you come home and your house is all clean, that's really nice. And tarot readings are really uplifting for somebody that's struggling, or for somebody that feels down on themselves, or for somebody that just isn't about. A good reader tries to uplift their client. Even if the cards don't come out that great, you still try to work out something good with it. So, when I got a divorce, I saw how people were. I was at the worst place in my life. I was at the only time in my life I have ever needed help. And everybody but my parents turned their back on me. Well, one other friend, but she was having personal struggles. And so, we've become close over the past few years after she got her life together, but that's another matter. But, so it's kind of like, I spent the first 33 years of my life wasting it. Every relationship with the wrong people. So, I just can't even express how much happier I am now and how much more peaceful I am now. It's just really something. So anyhow, so that's what I do. And like I said, I used to be an accountant. Yes, I do have a college degree and all those things. People like to say, well, flat earthers can't have a college degree. Well, I'm not actually a flat earther. I just purport to know that the globe's nonsense. The flat earth model is some kind of controlled opposition as well. We don't have an accurate model. Honestly, I think we're inside a sphere, as like a torus field, electromagnetic torus field, and then we're inside it on like a little. I've done videos on that. So, what else do I get asked? How long have I been at this? This whole truth thing. Gung-ho since 2017, like on a daily basis. Now, I do try to balance my time. I do not fixate too much time on this stuff. I do have 3 children. I don't get a lot of free time. But in the evenings, what I'll typically do is I have, I'll go through a YouTube feed of the questions or the people that I subscribe to, and any time during the day, if I see something or something, I will put it in my watch later, and then at night I will pick out what I want to watch the most, and I'll try to catch up on all those things. So I've not watched TV in 3 years. I don't miss it. When I try to watch TV now, especially the news, you can really pick up the programming. It's really something. It's painful to the ears. And I don't know. I do try to be like a well-balanced person. I get time outside. I get time. I try to exercise. I don't spend enough time with people as I should, except for my kids, I guess. But I interact with people a lot on the internet. I guess I've just been burnt. So, I'm still working on it. Healing is a process, and it's certainly something that I'm glad that I did. And, I was an only child. My maternal grandparents and I were very close. I've always been an intuitive. I'm an extremely old soul. I don't even feel that, I think that's the difference in us. If you have a divine spark, if you're not as knowledgeable as someone else, it's just that the only reason is you might be younger. That's it. You'll get there. It's just, yeah. This existence is really something. So, I'm glad you're here. I'm not really somebody that talks about myself a lot, so I think I'm going to go. But that's me. Have a good day.